Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're acting as your digital bodyguards. We're going to pop the hood and unpack exactly how modern VPNs actually protect your data. Let's just dive right in, because look, everyday network drops and ISP tracking are constantly threatening your digital footprint, but it actually goes a lot deeper than that. Think about this. Even if you're using a premium service with a strict ironclad no-logs policy, like Proton VPN, for example, a rogue hacker can still be identified and tracked down by law enforcement. How? By leaving operating system-level footprints. If a user is compromised, vendors like Microsoft for a PC or Apple for a Mac, they can step in and assist authorities by identifying secret device telemetry or specific hardware identifiers. And that stuff bypasses the VPN entirely. So to truly understand a VPN's protections, and crucially, its limits, we really need to look at the underlying mechanics. Here's our roadmap for today. First, building the secure tunnel. 2, defending against server attacks. 3, bypassing blocks and censorship. 4, the VPN kill switch. And finally, tailoring your VPN experience. All right, part 1, building the secure tunnel. So a VPN essentially relies on transmission protocols to move your data packets around, right? And you've generally got 2 main workhorses here. First up is TCP, or Transmission Control Protocol. Now, TCP is incredibly accurate. It meticulously error checks your data, makes sure packets arrive in the exact right order, and fixes them if they don't. But as you can imagine, all those checks take time, which can really bog down your connection. On the flip side, we have UDP, the User Datagram Protocol. UDP just strips away all those time-consuming error checks for pure, unadulterated speed. And honestly, most of the time, modern VPNs want to stream your data using UDP because it's just leaps and bounds faster. And looking at these protocols brilliantly illustrates the evolution of security inside that tunnel. For years, OpenVPN was the absolute gold standard, relying heavily on AES encryption. It's highly secure, especially since modern processors have AES hardware acceleration built right into them. But then, we get WireGuard. WireGuard represents the absolute cutting edge of VPN tech today. It uses this whole suite of state-of-the-art cryptographic primitives. You've got ChaCha20 to secure the actual data, Poly1305 to authenticate it, and Curve25519 for the secure key exchange. And because WireGuard is made up of just a few thousand lines of code, it's incredibly lightweight. That means it's highly efficient, dramatically faster, and, bonus, way kinder to the battery life of your mobile devices. Now, we all know distance creates latency. If you're sitting in Switzerland and connecting to a server in New Zealand to view a US-hosted website, that physical distance is going to slow things down because of TCP congestion. But modern VPNs use advanced technologies, like VPN Accelerator, to re-engineer these protocols. By distributing sessions across all running processes and overcoming that latency, your connection speeds can actually be boosted by up to 400%. You get all that heavy-duty cryptographic security without feeling like you're stuck in digital rush hour traffic. Moving on to part 2. Defending against server attacks. This is where we see a really profound layer of defense, using what's known as a secure core architecture. Instead of just firing your traffic directly to its destination, secure core takes a decoy route. It's pretty clever. Your traffic is first routed through a highly guarded server in a privacy-friendly nation. We're talking places like Switzerland, Iceland, or Sweden, before it's finally forwarded to your exit server. This means if a hacker or even a surveillance agency compromises that exit server in another country, they still can't trace the traffic back to your true IP address. You've essentially got an entire extra layer of geography and encryption standing between you and the attacker. Furthermore, these secure core servers are physically isolated in high-security data centers, and they feature full disk encryption. This is absolutely vital. It means that even if a highly motivated adversary were to somehow manage to gain physical access to the actual server hardware, your encryption keys remain completely locked down. The server is literally useless to them. It's basically a digital vault locked inside a physical fortress. Which brings us to part 3, bypassing blocks and censorship. So let's talk about Deep Packet Inspection, or DPI. As authoritarian governments really step up their censorship games, they use DPI to analyze the underlying structure of network traffic. The problem is, traditional VPN protocols like OpenVPN and yes, even WireGuard have unique digital signatures. They stand out, so they're relatively easy for an advanced firewall to recognize and just shut down, completely cutting you off from the free internet.
To fight back against this, engineers developed something called the Stealth Protocol. And rather than just slapping a messy hack on top of an old protocol, Stealth was designed from the ground up, specifically to slip right past DPI. It obfuscates your connection, basically making your encrypted VPN traffic look like perfectly mundane, normal internet browsing. It's completely undetectable, which allows users to bypass advanced blocks, access censored sites, and communicate with the outside world without tripping a single alarm.
Combine that stealth capability with the smart protocol feature. See, network admins will often just block specific ports to choke off VPN access entirely. But Smart Protocol acts dynamically right there in the background. If it senses that your default protocol or port is blocked, like say the UDP port is restricted by your university or corporate firewall, it just automatically cycles through backup ports and alternative protocols until it finds a way through. It keeps your connection totally resilient, and the best part, you don't have to configure a single thing manually. Part 4. The VPN kill switch. Now, without a safety mechanism, a dropped connection instantly exposes your real IP address. And this is absolutely critical, especially on wireless or cellular data connections. Let's say you're tethering to your phone and you happen to drive into a dead zone. The cellular connection drops. Well, the split second your device tries to reconnect over the open network, your privacy completely vanishes. Furthermore, once you're exposed, your physical location can be quickly triangulated and determined by nearby cell towers, bypassing the VPN entirely. Just like that, all your privacy benefits are gone in a flash. And that, right there, is exactly why you need a kill switch. You generally have two ways to approach this. An application-level kill switch gives you really fine-grained control. It halts specific, chosen programs, like maybe your torrent client or your web browser, if the VPN drops, but it lets your Spotify playlist keep streaming on the regular internet. So it's a bit less disruptive. But if you want maximum airtight security, you use a system-level kill switch. This acts as a total system lockdown. If the VPN drops, it ruthlessly blocks all IPv4 and IPv6 internet traffic across your entire device until the VPN safely reconnects. Sure, it might interrupt your video call for a second, but it absolutely guarantees that not a single byte of unencrypted data leaks out. Finally, Part 5. Tailoring your VPN experience. Because the VPN operates its own dedicated DNS servers, tools like NetShield can act as a proactive filter for you. When you request a web page, NetShield cross-references the domains against these massive databases of known threats. So before an intrusive ad, a hidden ad tech tracker, or a piece of malware even has the chance to load on your screen, NetShield just blocks it at the DNS level. And not only does this keep your device clean and your data private, but it actually speeds up your overall browsing experience quite a bit, simply because you aren't downloading all that background junk. But what if you don't actually need your entire system running on the VPN? Well, that's where split tunneling comes into play. Split tunneling lets you route specific connections through the secure tunnel while deliberately excluding others. So you could send your sensitive banking browser and your torrent client through the encrypted VPN while leaving a fast-paced multiplayer video game or a local streaming app on your normal unencrypted connection. It's great because you're directing digital traffic exactly where you want it to go, perfectly balancing maximum security with maximum performance. So, we've taken a good look under the hood to see exactly how this complex digital armor is built. From the lightning-fast WireGuard protocols to those multi-layered secure core servers, the deep packet inspection beating stealth tech, and, of course, those fail-safe kill switches. The technology at play here is just incredibly sophisticated. But having seen all of this, you really have to ask yourself, are the digital tools you're relying on right now actually keeping you invisible when it matters most?